Whoops. Hi everybody, it's Tanya here. I know I said in November that it was going to be my last live, but I wanted to come to you tonight with a little bonus project and a little surprise. I'm going to be doing a little prize draw tonight for everybody who attended our workshops in December. We had a really great showing at the workshops. So that was pretty exciting for us. So I thought, oh, well, we'll do a little prize draw. So, hi, Kerry, I can see you there. I'm just about to flip the screen. I'm going to keep the prize draw till last, keep the suspense going. I'm going to show you some Stickles and some liquid glass technique tonight, just one or two that I've used on a layout on the weekend. So I'm just going to flip the camera around and mount it on the who's or what's it, and we'll be good to go. Just hold up. Okay, standing up will be good. Hi Tracy, stop going silly. The camera's wanting to do silly things. Just slide him along. How's everybody's plans going for Christmas? Everybody all good? Stop it. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so our catalogue that came out in, I think it was September, came out with Stickles. So Stickles are a Ranger product. We've got quite a few. I've dropped my gold one on the floor, so I'm not going to go looking for it. But, so these are, I've cracked 7, so the gold one is an extra one. So I'll start with the green ones. So this one's obviously very Christmassy, green and red, you know, with Christmas red, Stickles green. These are $7 each. I've got Stickles Diamond, Stickles Waterfall. I'll put those away because I'm not going to use them. And then this one here is Cool Mint, and then we've got Glisten. So I use these on the weekend on a layout. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a look-see. Okay, so this is the layout we did on the weekend. I did post it on Facebook. I've got one spare kit left of it. Everything's pre-cut, pre-stamped, except for the papers. You can cut that to whatever size you like. But if I move this up, can you see the little sparkles? Stickles add glitter to your page. It's like a glitter glue. I wouldn't use it to glue paper down, but just add some accents, and you can hear it's got texture as well, which is really cool. I tried to see what it'd do with our inks, because normally when we stamp on our flowers, we don't tend to do tone on tone. We usually use a intense black or something that's not going to bleed. But I used that Stickles Cool Mint on there, and I was actually quite happy with the result I got on the frangipani. It didn't really bleed. It sort of just drew the colour out a bit more, so I was really happy with that. And then I just went and added some little accents on my leaves as well. Now, I only used these 2 colours. I didn't use blue, I didn't use green. I just used that Cool Mint and the Glisten. I used the Glisten on the smoothie flowers, on the smoothie ink, and it worked lovely. And then that one there is the Cool Mint. So I'm going to show you that. So that's one. The other thing I'm going to show you is a liquid glass technique. So some of you will have already seen this. I actually like to do it quite a bit. Can you see the shine there? So basically it's a tile cut, and then we layer liquid glass over the top. Normally I like to have my liquid glass, my title adhered to the page before I do it. But for tonight's exercise, I am going to do it just straight. So hopefully it will behave for us. So I'm going to do the Stickles first. I've just got some little leafies here. So hopefully you can see that. Yep. So it's honestly, it is so freaking simple. It's not funny. The only trouble you will have is if your nozzle gets blocked, but I haven't had an issue yet. This has been used quite a bit because I used it at class on the weekend, but there's still plenty in there. So basically what I did with mine is I'm just accenting bits that I want to accent. So obviously the stamen and the little, whatever they, who's them or watch it things that they call it. And then I'm just going to go along the outer accent the petals. So it's really more the outside of the petals that I'm just going to do the lines on the inside of the flower. And then I'm just going to run some bits from the center. If you put too much on, you should be able to just suck it up, squeeze your stickles and suck up some of the excess, or you can use the nib to spread it. It's as simple as that. If you put it on too thick, it is going to take longer to dry. So, you know, be a little bit sparing. On the weekend, I think it was only taking 15 to 30 minutes to dry. So I'm just going to set that aside. But how cute is that? Look at that. Little bit of sparkle, little bit of texture and dimension. It's nice. I like it. So that was Glisten, and it's sort of got pinky, like multicolored tones. It's very nice. It's not quite. It's not clear. Diamond is sort of clear, and there goes my camera. I've got it plugged into a cord. It's been sort of overused today. Okay, the next one I've got is Cool Mint. It's the same again. I am going to run it up the center vein of the flower, of the leaf. Now I've stamped these peacock on peacock. And then the other one I did peacock on willow, just because I wanted to keep the tones. Now you don't have to add it everywhere. You can just add it to a few little spots. Sometimes it's enough just to add a little bit of shine. Okay. That's that one. Stickles. We've got a great partnership with Ranger. They look after us rather well. I love, my favourite Ranger product is the texture paste. I absolutely love it. Oh, and the embossing powder. It's awesome as well. I just went up the middle with that. I don't know how many people ended up with stickles all over themselves on the weekend. I kept putting my hand in it. All right, so that's the stickles. Easy, simple, set them aside to dry, away you go. You could do it while they're on the page, no problem. The other thing I want to talk to you about, so I know we've gone over this before. This is the liquid glass. You'll see one has just got a regular nib. That's how it normally comes. This is $16 a bottle. And then you've got the one with the fine applicator. So that's the little pin that goes in there. A few girls have been having a few problems with them blocking up. My one that I've got two, and I've got one that sort of doesn't behave very well. But if I soak it in some water overnight, that sort of gives it a chance to soften, and then I can give it a bit of a clear out, and it works fine again. The other thing you need to know is you need to take this, if you're going to use the fine applicator, you've got to take this nib out, pull it out, but just wash it and put it in a Ziploc bag or something and sit it beside wherever you keep this one, because for the purpose of what we're doing tonight, it's better to use this nib rather than the fine applicator nib. You're going to get a hand cramp if you use the fine applicator to do this. As much as it is precise work, you need a bit more flow. So hopefully you can see this well enough. I cracked a new bottle of liquid glass for this activity on the weekend just because I'd thrown away my other two. All right, it's as simple as squeezing the liquid glass onto your title and then leaving it to dry. But the key here is I put a dob on and then I use the nib to spread it out across the title. The other thing is I take it right to the edge. It's not going to overflow. Like, liquid glass is great in that you can use it as a glue and whatnot. Like, it's possibly easier with foam behind this to raise it up a little bit if you're going to do it not on the layout and then put it on later. But the liquid glass, and I'll bring this up a bit closer in a second, I just squeeze a little bit on and then I drag it around and drag it to the edge. It's not going to overflow. It will self-level. It's fabulous stuff. It's great as a glue. You can use your tape runner and this, or your 3D foam with a little bit of this behind it. It helps it reposition, especially if you've got to get something precisely lined up. So here is a look, if you have a look closely, you can see that there's bits there that I haven't taken to the edge. But and see, this is globbed up because it's on a lean. If you get an air bubble, just do your best. You can get a little pin and pop it. We'll see if you can drag him out. I'm going to return this back because I'm getting welling. You need to do it on a flat surface. And I will finish this because this one needs to go into the kit that I've got. So the kit that I've got, everything's pre-done, pre-cut, most of the stuff. And I used a retired paper. I'm working through scrapping my stash. So in the coming weeks, I'm hoping to get in and work out what papers I've got, what workshops I can get together. And I know it's not a Wednesday night, but Wednesday night's Christmas. So I figure we'll come in early, get this done. Now next year I will be possibly going to fortnightly videos rather than weekly. It's just a little bit too much for me to try and think of something new, but we will be trying to do projects next year. So I hope to be able to give you a preview so you can get your goodies together and you can craft along with me or whatever. I'm not sure completely of the format that we're going to go with next year, but that's where my mind's at. All right, so I'm going to clean this off because there's a big nib there and a big blob there, and I don't want it to clog up. So I'm going to set that aside to dry. That's all good. That's done. And then hopefully once it's dry, it will end up nice and shiny and lovely and a little bit dimensional there. I like to do that. I like to make my titles a little bit accenty. But anyway, so that's the bonus tip instruction for the end of the year. But the really exciting thing that I wanted to share with you is, so every month, you know, we do workshops. It's all good. And this month I thought, well, let's do a little bit of giving back, thanking everybody supporting us. Believe it or not, there's about 50 tickets in this. This represents everybody who's attended a workshop either with me or with our buffet workshops this month only. So that's a lot of people. We have a lot of contact with people and we share so much crafty stuff with you. So you're wondering, why have I got tickets in here for people? Well, this month I'm going to give away not one, but two $25 gift certificates to the people who have attended our workshop. So whoever's lucky enough to have their name drawn out of my basket is going to get a $25 voucher. So the $25 voucher can be used on an order. It can be used in the Boxing Day sales. It can be used to attend workshops. It can be used to come off your retreat. There's no limit there, so you can use it for whatever you like. So let me get down to it, and hopefully the person who wins is watching. And if they haven't, well, I'm sorry, you snooze, you lose. And I think at the moment I've only got Kerry Piggott and Tracy watching. And neither of your names are in the draw because you haven't workshopped with me this month. But Bev's name's in the draw. And Helen's name's in the draw. So just to mixy. There will be consultant names in the draw because they pay the same price to attend workshops as everybody else. So that's okay with me. All right, so mixy. I'm not looking, I promise. So the first one, well, that's a bit ripped off. Deb J, that's my mum. So mum, you've got a $25 voucher. How cool is that? You might be able to buy yourself a new pair of scissors or something in the sale or whatever. Buy for the grandkids. So that's one. Let me go for the next one. Oh, I've got two. Linda Brown. Congratulations. Merry Christmas. I'll have that voucher for you. I can hang on to it for you until we meet up in February, or you can let me know if there's something that you'd like to order. All good. So that's it from me. Congratulations to our winners. I'll write your names on the certificates and hang on to them. And Linda Brown. Merry Christmas. I hope you liked the little bonus instruction, and I hope to see you in the new year. Thanks for listening. Ta-da!